Hey Megan, so sorry again that this video is late. It's just been kind of crazy, so I'm only getting the chance to film it now. But this week, for the next theme, I thought I would do something on like self-care and things that I do and things that I should be doing more of, should be doing less of, for me to be just like the most balanced, happy, whatnot. So I thought that I would just list like 8 things that work for me in some capacity to make my sort of quality of life better. As you know, I've been kind of having a rough time lately. I'm in my mid-semester slump, which happens to me every semester in some capacity. I don't know whether it happens to you or at least to this extent, because you're always better at like maintaining like your trajectory, I guess. Whereas like any long-term project for me, I have a lot of trouble maintaining a steady pace, and so I always sort of like start out really, really good and then go down and then like somehow like rocket to the finish. It's just what I do. So here are 8 things that I need to do, and when I do them, I am happier. So number 1 is having a clean space, and as you know, I am sometimes a little bit untidy. Right now my room is a little bit untidy, and it just sort of reflects my headspace. When my head is super cluttered, my space tends to get super cluttered, and it's sort of self-perpetuating, and I never can make myself do anything about it during the school week, just because since I have so much going on, it's really hard to justify taking a large chunk of time to do anything other than school, unless it's just like sitting on my bed like conked out mentally. But this weekend I think I need to go through and put away all my clothes and everything, because when I clean my space, it inevitably declutters my brain. Number 2 is to drink. I'm currently drinking wine, but that's not what I mean. I'm just being an adult, I guess. It's the first time I've done this all semester. Actually, I'm rather proud of myself, and like I'm enjoying it. I had wine with dinner and whatever. You know that I usually have my water bottle, but I left my Nalgene in Kansas in August, and my aunt still has not mailed it to me, which means I kind of have just been super dehydrated all semester, which I think has been impacting things for me. So I caved this weekend and bought myself a Camelback. And since I've been drinking lots of water again, I have been feeling better. So drink water, and tea is always very soothing for me. I have my kettle up here, so I just need to get into a good routine of making myself tea at night before bed. Number 3 on my list is the one that I definitely do the least, struggle the most with, and that is exercise. And I know that I should exercise, and I know that I feel better when I exercise. It's just so hard to get in a routine, so hard to justify taking time, especially when I'm on campus, like taking time out of my day, because it's never just, you know, like an hour-long workout. It's the time leading up to it and the time sort of getting back down, and it's a lot of mental hurdles before getting to the physical hurdles. So there's a lot that goes into it. I know I need to do it, but yeah. Number 4 is getting up at the same time every day. At the beginning of the semester, I was really good at this, and that kind of tapered off, so I think I need to get back into that, just because I do always feel much better when I have a sort of standard routine of getting up at the same time every day, and ideally that's, you know, on the earlier side, just because getting to school earlier is always much more productive for me. Number 5 is school is just school, or only school at school. I've actually been pretty good about this. Only in the past week or so have I sort of been breaking and going onto Tumblr a little bit while I'm at school, but I just need to make sure that when I'm on campus at the office, I'm only doing work, and that way I am sort of minimizing the amount of work that I do here. I've been pretty good at this, but I think that it's important to mention and to continue to work on. Number 6 is to do/make things. Doing projects with my hands, doing things with my hands is really, really important to my mental health. I haven't been playing flute. I haven't done any art projects or any crocheting or anything since I've got here, because of the oppressive amount of work. And I think that that's really sort of been a problem, in regards to, like, my overall happiness. I know that it all, like, gets to a point where I need to start doing things when I start thinking about the fact that, like, I kind of just wish I was, like, working construction right now, or working in the carpentry department at Home Depot, because being in my head all the time, thinking about things that impact nothing around me, like modern society, not at all, basically, can be super draining. And I need to be, like, creating to an extent, or have a physical expression of, like, making things, not just exercise, but, like, actually doing something physical and tangible with objects. I think I'm gonna, like, paint something for Amelia's birthday, so that's a thing that I can do. Number 7 is something that definitely won't apply to you, although I'm sure you have your analog, but that is going to church. Church that I have been going to here is really fantastic. I love both of the pastors. I have so enjoyed every sermon that I've heard there, and it's been really great. And the associate pastor is friends with my associate pastor from back home, who I'm, like, in love with. It's definitely an incredibly centering, grounding thing for me to do. I don't know if I told you this, but, like, the first time I went at the beginning of the semester, it was, like, so overwhelming and so good that I left and I just, like, started crying and called Ian and was like, it was the best, I feel so good. So yeah, definitely need to get back into, continue doing that. And the last thing I have, my 8th thing, is something that I do, and something that I sometimes get a little bit down on myself for. I'm a little bit too harsh on myself for, but that's like Tumblr, One Direction-y things, fan fiction. It's a really good frivolous outlet for me, and I don't know how it is for you now that it has transformed into also an academic pursuit, but, you know, it certainly was a very helpful escape for me last year, and still reading fanfic and, like, being involved in the fandom, though not quite as, like, intellectually and emotionally invested, is still something that, like, is important, I think, in that I gain a lot of positive things from. I think that it's ultimately, like, a positive thing in my life to, like, be reading fan fiction. So those are, like, 8 things that are important for me to do to be the best Mora I can be. I'm looking forward to seeing your video next week, whether you similarly list things or showcase something in a different way, however it is. I hope you have a good week, and I will see you later.